Like, why are you asking for other people's opinion on something? You say, I want to do this. What do you think? If you want to do it, then do it.
Yeah.
True.
This is your life, bro. Like, who's stopping you from doing something that you want to do? And the thing is, whether it succeeds or fails, you actually have a lot of time to fail, and you'll get quicker to your end goal.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Julio, man. Back with another episode of Change Your Algorithm. We got my
Nate.
We got my boy
Chris.
There we go.
Yeah, so
Chris, hold on. Say that again.
Chris.
Nah, I need
Get
more
my
volume. I need more
levels
bass in your snare. Where you at?
It sounds shaky. Everybody, let's not be so shaky.
yeah, no, you sound
'Cause you're
fine.
moving around.
Okay, we good?
You need you
Yeah.
just
We
need a
good?
little bass in your voice, and we good.
Yeah, so Chris is like our first guest on this podcast.
Yeah, he is.
Chris, go ahead and introduce yourself because we don't want to be those podcasters that has a long list of resumes.
Bro, we're supposed to intro our guests, bro. Not intro yourself.
We don't got an intro. Yet.
Listen, this is a hood podcast.
Do films with y'all. Yeah, we just do films together sometimes.
Yeah.
True.
Working on stuff.
Yeah,
Working
man.
on content, working on everything. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like intros, bro.
You don't like
Last
intros?
time we were at that panel for monetizing. They spent like legit 15, 20 minutes just
intro.
introducing the panel. And it's like, bro, I'm here to make money. I'm not here to freaking do introductions, bro. Yeah.
Let's get to the interesting
get to
shit,
it.
man.
So what's
And
up?
just to let you know, the mics are directional, so if you go like this, we're not gonna hear you.
Oh,
So
yeah,
if you move your head, you got to move the mic too.
So on which podcast do we get the omnidirectional mics?
yeah, that's in the
we're getting-
future,
yeah,
future
that's like-
podcast.
Yeah, once we hit 150,000 subscribers, run it up.
Exactly.
All right. So
Yeah.
what are we doing?
Yeah, man. So, man, how's shit, man? We met obviously when you were out here in Florida. Built a good friendship, built a good work relationship, did some dope projects together. And then from there you went over to Vegas, man. You went
California,
to LA
right?
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So just maybe share information and just about like your transition. How was it in LA? Do you prefer LA over Vegas? Do you fuck with Vegas way more than LA? How have those places become home for you?
Yeah, I mean, I still like Miami the most. Like, come back here, you tap in with the culture the best. It's funny because you said Florida. Everybody that's not from Miami just calls it Florida. Is that, like, that's how I could tell you from Broward. If you say,
True.
yo, welcome to Florida, man, it's good being from Florida. Because if you're from Miami, you say Miami because it's pride.
Right,
You're
right,
just
right,
like,
true.
dog, you want to tell people I'm from the 305. But so when they say, oh, yeah, I'm from Florida, I'm like, damn, you just wish you was from Miami so bad. Like, we can't do it because somebody's going to call you out on it.
Broward got a vibe, bro.
Yeah.
Miami, y'all hectic. Y'all got to deal with all
Broward
the
got a
fuck
vibe.
shit.
Everybody got a vibe, but you don't got a Miami vibe, dog. Being from Miami, bro, that's like being a Colombian
Right,
chick.
right,
Like,
right.
it's like, oh, you
Being a
Colombian
Colombian
is
chick.
different.
Oh,
Like,
man, that's
but nah, I mean, it is what it is. You know, everybody's dream and entertainment is to like try to go to like
Right,
LA and
right,
all
right,
that.
right.
But it's like before I moved there, I was just feeling like I didn't think it was gonna breed the results that people think it would.
True.
But it depends how you go. It depends what your purpose is. It depends what you were doing back home. If you were a small fish in your town, you'll move there be a smaller fish. If you were
Right.
a big fish in your town, you might have potential to do big things. And it's like,
But it's still not guaranteed. Like, you still got to figure that shit
it's not
out.
guaranteed. And the
Yeah.
one thing that I thought about when I was out there was like, yo, your time in Florida or Miami, like everything that I was able to do just kept me hungrier when I was out there because you have
Right.
that excitement of purpose. Like, yo, I came out here to expand what I was working on, not to like decrease my output.
Right.
So it's like some people move out there and say like, yo, I'm actually going to get started when I go there. You got to get started wherever you're at. Like
Right.
Yeah.
do
That's
events,
facts.
film
Yeah.
with your homies, do it whatever
Find
you
a way
can
to
do
get
locally.
creative. Yeah.
Like do it locally so that you have that momentum and that drive and build those connections, you know,
Right.
that experience. So when you get out
even
there,
that confidence within yourself too, because it's like you already went out there knowing what you can do, knowing what you were capable of, having experience of working on films, social media content, like kind of all of it. Do you feel like the transition was smooth from like working on films to like 100% social media, or do you feel like there was some stuff to still kind of like tweak on? Because I know we talk often about like the difference of audiences and the difference of how you got to fucking hook people and almost sometimes like the difference of like care and like thought that you would put into a film versus like social media content. So like how do you balance that? How do you like just accept that and like embrace it?
I mean, like I feel like our age range, like we grew up with like social media and we grew up with like a platform of self-expression where we can just like take our thoughts and our creative ideas and put it out there, like stuff that's home movies to like, you know, like you can make something with your homies, end up on World Star and be like building this fan base of like of friends all over the world. Like it was people that like back in the day I would watch like parodies and I'm like, wait, is that like MDC North Campus? And that's how I met Plus, because he was doing the Officer Ricky stuff. So I just saw that. I was like, yo, it looked like North Miami campus.
And you were going to school at that time? Or
I wasn't even going to that campus, but I was like, oh, that's MDC. And I was like, it's cool to see other local creators doing stuff. So I would just reach out like, yo, I like your work. Like, I'm down to help out and expand it, because you start by stuff that just like tickles you, you know, like, yo,
whoa,
yeah,
hey, yo,
all Diddy, let's go. but like that's what it is. You gotta think with your member, you know.
Right.
With everything, because it's like we suppress like the things because we overthink a lot. Like we're thinking like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to be weird reaching out. Like he probably don't need that. But it's like you think when you're a small creator, things can happen really quick and you could get 1 million followers overnight, but you're still trying to collaborate and work with people. You're still trying to make a movie. So it's like you look for ways that you can be of value to people in different experiences that you're like, yo, he's at a place. But I was trying to make music videos for artists, and then I would talk to the video directors and they're like, yo, like, damn, it's like the troubles they were going through. And I was like, they were like, yo, I love your movies. So I was like, damn, the people I'm trying to get like are trying to get like me.
Looking at
and it was just interesting to see like, you know, everybody has a different person that they're looking at. Like, yo, I'm trying to get like that, you know.
True. Yeah.
But you can be a service to your community and like definitely like
add value in a way.
Yeah. And the first step to like to creating anything is just building like a culture and a community, like building like a safe space for everybody to like create together and feel like value, you know. So that's just the important thing, is whatever you do, you can build that anywhere, whether you're in like Ohio or you're in LA. It's actually harder in some of these hubs like LA and New York, because like it's so expensive that people have to put a strong value on their time and their social relationships. So somebody will go see somebody, you might catch a vibe with somebody, but they're like, this is a cool conversation, but I need to be having this conversation with a millionaire.
I need to get to the bag.
So it's not even like like to be offensive. And this is why there's a lot of like kind of like whack relationships with people, because they could genuinely be good people, but they moved here with a purpose,
right? And they kind of have to like stay on top of that in a way.
Everybody trying to get like Ashton Hall, so it's like at the end of the day, like you can't, you know, it's expensive to live in these high rises, so it's like we can't just chop it up and be cool like that. But when you're from a small town, you can kick it, talk, and just be like, yo, next weekend, let's just shoot that film about fucking the cheese that went bad in the refrigerator. And then you make something actually creative. And when you screen it, it's people that are like so locked into trying to get the bag. They're thinking like, yo, what kind of movie can I make to get into a festival, to get funding? And they're making these movies that are just so like,
curated in a way,
it's
for a
like
specific goal,
and it comes off like pretentious in the idea of like we're attempting to do something for a result, rather than just out of like I'm tickled by this and this is interesting. But that's
that tickling is
that tickling word throwing me off, man.
You have to break out of your freaking
that male ego.
But also, I want you to speak to like networking too, because like I know how they say network across, and not just like trying to network like way above you.
Shout out to Issa Rae, man.
You know, and it's not a bad thing to try to network above you and stuff like that. But when you network across, like what are your thoughts on that? Like networking people who are like kind of like on your level, and then kind of like maybe taking a step up from there, or what do you think?
Yeah, it's like funny because you go to so many like panels and stuff where you hear like network across that people don't even want to say it because it starts sounding like cliche, you know?
Yeah.
So people just start
And
being
everybody
like,
in the
I ain't
audience
going to say
looking-
the same thing that everybody says. So
Yeah.
they're looking for like more realistic ways to express that sentiment. But the thing is the problem is people are just starting always try to go straight to the top.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
always like, yo, I want to work with Issa Rae or something. So they're always trying to like shoot their shot. Like, how do you put
Right,
me on?
right,
And
right.
that's not the right way to do it because like working in any capacity of the industry, you have to like be ready to have that maturity of how to work with people who are more accomplished than you, like how to approach people
True.
the proper way, and you learn that over like the years of doing it, you know. So you could tell when somebody just started this year and they're like, put me on, versus somebody who's been doing it for 10 years. It's like, hey, we're just talking, we're just building something. And like I've noticed like nothing's for nothing, bro. You might meet somebody at a mixer and then like 7 years ago you end up on the same production,
Right.
or you end up collaborating on something. You're like, how did we, it's so wow, we met one day and now here we are in LA or something, and we're like working on something together, and we never had any thought. You meet so many random people, you don't know which relationships. You might go, yo, I just met this actor, this thing is gonna blow up, we're gonna make the film, and nothing comes of it.
Right,
but really is the homie that you were like, that you were just chopping it up with at a party late night, and you say, yeah, I follow you on Instagram, or oh, I'll see you when I see you.
And you don't even put like a pressure on it. You're just like, oh sure, yeah, it was nice meeting that dude. And
One of
then-
one of the great ones was like Willonius. Like working with him is like,
Oh, yeah,
it's
Will,
just
man.
like I
Shout out to Will.
what
BBL Drizzy.
I'm trying to say. Okay, look, I'm trying to say like follow the dream, follow the things that tickle you, because it's like it's actually the more calm down
Keep
way
it going, brother.
for
Don't
me
worry.
to
we'll,
say.
we'll make a shirt for you.
I don't even like it because it's like a really corny way to express something that's really dope,
Right,
which
right,
is
right.
like you gotta think with your dick. Things that get you hard, like things that turn you on.
Oh shit! Hey,
It's
I gotta
wild,
go.
but this,
I gotta go.
but it should be said.
Where my girl at?
What happened?
Hey yo.
Yo, y'all not ready for LA. If y'all acting like this, if you're acting like this, you might as well just move. You're not even ready for Atlanta at this point.
Hey, yo, for real.
You
man.
better get ready to, because over there they'll be like, open your fucking butthole, bro. Like, stop being
Hell
so
no.
close-minded. But
keep that thing on you, bro.
but-
That-
We stay strapped.
Not that way though.
No, oh yeah, right.
but
The right way.
Atlanta
But-
gave
but-
you stay strapped.
dog, I have such. I was
Sorry,
telling my homie some shit that we can't even say, but it's like it's funny. I'm gonna say it just to you guys. And cut
Hold
it
on,
out.
you're talking.
It's part of this.
Okay, Willonius though. Don't forget about Will.
Okay, we'll talk about Will. So the thing about Will that I really like is like he follows just his inspiration.
Right,
He's
right,
just
right.
tickled by the idea of AI, so
And
he
he's just
learns it.
exploring it. Yeah.
He's just
Yeah.
tickled by coding, and he just follows that path, and then it becomes relevant because you followed that so deeply. It becomes
Right.
part of just how you apply anything.
Yeah.
So
True. Right,
like
right, right.
he loves stand-up comedy. When I met him, he was creating he was creating like he wanted to be a filmmaker, and but he had also done like comedy songs on YouTube,
Right,
and
right.
he liked music, but he liked stand-up, he liked writing, he
Right.
like had all these interests, but then at the end of the day he loved making parody songs, and because
Sure.
of AI he was able to make the exact type of music he
Right.
wants to make. Can we make a BBL Drizzy but make
Before
it
AI,
operatic,
right.
make it like Dune 2, like, and it's like he just sits there like, yo,
Right.
fucking do it, make it
It's like-
a pop,
It's like
a
all
yacht
of
rock.
all of these things that he's explored, like kind of culminated with the AI, and like it literally all just fused together in a way.
Yeah, well, he just like in my perspective, he just kept doing the things that he loved and was
Right.
interested in until something like clicked. And I
Right,
feel like
right.
a lot of people negate the things that they love, and they're like, "Oh, I just got to work on one thing and one thing only, and that's gonna be the thing that." And then they also look at other
Right.
people who try and like different things. I like different things as well,
Right,
and it's
right.
like they look at them like, "Oh, you have a plan B, C, 3." It's like, nah, I'm just doing things that I love in life,
Right.
and I do things that I'm interested in on top of the thing that I love to do.
Right.
So it's like it's not like a bad thing. Like sometimes that thing that you love doesn't really bring you to your goal, and then the thing that you are dabbling in and just fucking with because you like it, that ends up bringing you to your goal. So it's like this synchronicity with like, you know, tickling and also
it's like exploring just what you love,
you know? Like,
and staying in that frequency that feels right for you.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we want to try to take control of things and we want to be like, see, I did this, I did that, and then it took me here. Right. And I think we've seen so much examples of that, of like that type of success from like previous generations. But I think right now in this day and age, bro, we have so much tools, so much different ways to go about fucking being successful that it's like almost overwhelming. So you literally just have to follow your own little path, bro.
Right, yeah.
Like more than ever.
It's funny because anytime somebody asks for like advice, they'll say, do you think we should do this or this?
And it's like, bro, there's no right, no wrong.
No, usually it's do all of it. Like do all of it. Like I remember, I always think of like there was one like filmmaker that be in the scene or whatever, like the local scene, and he had posted something on Facebook like, I kind of want to make a short film, but I'm not sure about this or that. What do you guys think? Like his thing was like putting it out there. Should I make a short film or should I do something? I was like, why are you asking for other people's opinion on something? You say, I want to do this. What do you think? If you want to do it, then do it.
Yeah.
True.
This is your life, bro. Like, who's stopping you from doing something that you want to do? And the thing is, whether it succeeds or fails, you actually have a lot of time to fail, and you'll get quicker to your end goal. So some people sit here and like think all day, oh, I kind of want to do this, I kind of want to do that, and then how much time passed between you thinking about doing something? You could have done that thing already, and whatever happened to it would have got you closer to like your answer. That's if it works
actually,
or not.
That's actually good because even with change your algorithm, right, Jules? Like I was just like, yo, I don't know, man. We should try to come up with something that's on top of the podcast, that's a more original content that's on top of the podcast. And then like a year and a half went by, Jules is like, yo, let's just do this shit, bro. Even if we start with just the podcast, at least we're just doing something and taking action on it, rather than us just waiting around and thinking of the right ideas to put out on the YouTube channel. It's like, yo, just fuck it. Let's just fucking start and just do it.
So two things on that is, one, ideas don't matter. Like ideas don't matter. Execution matters.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like ideas, anybody can have an idea. The guy on the street can tell you $1 million idea, but can he execute it?
Right.
So it's like, I can tell you all my ideas because I know you can't execute them. Like, you don't have the prowess to get it done. You don't have the connections to get it done.
Sure about that?
Not you personally, but
that was an attack, Chris.
Tell me your ideas right now.
But there's things that you can accomplish that I can't accomplish.
Right.
That's why I like working together, because I'm like, if I send you in a room, you can get this thing done that I can't get done.
Gotcha.
So it's because we have different abilities and different just waves with people, like different ways that we connect with people.
Yeah.
So it's not really about like ideas.
Right.
So one person's success or failure doesn't dictate your personal success or failure.
Right.
You could be way more successful doing the exact same game plan that this person just spent a lot of money and failed on. It doesn't matter. So advice is like, I can tell you my experience. That's not advice for you to try it or not try it. Literally, you can have any type of result. Like, it's not going to make a difference.
Right.
Like, so asking somebody's advice makes no sense. Now, advice is different when you are asking somebody who has a similar experience and you have similar connections and everything's similar. So if we're all like multimillionaires in like a certain field, we can chop it up. Same with like algorithms. Like, if we're all on YouTube, I can tell you how YouTube's working now. But if you're not on YouTube and you haven't built your channel and have no like understanding of how things have been and where it's going, then there's no use of me telling you the new algorithms, because like you don't even know how to make a reel, so it's like you
won't even be able to apply that information to anything.
It's not like it's not applicable in a way that even
applicable.
Yeah, that's what I just went to that conversation with my coworker. I was like, is it applicable or applicable?
Applicable.
Applicable?
Yo,
applicable.
Fuck, it's apps.
It's apps. It's not even apps, you know what I mean?
It's called apps. We shorten it. We just Steve Jobs did.
Yeah.
Shout out to Steve Jobs, man.
For real, RIP.
RIP, thank you.
For real, bro. Man, changed our whole fucking society. All right. Well, since we're talking about Steve Jobs, we're talking about how do you guys feel about the U.S. having to take on the role of making iPhones this upcoming year.
They're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
They're not gonna do it. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, is that the narrative? Like, they might have to do that.
So Asia, like China and shit, they've been making AI videos of like fat like Americans like working on iPhones like in a warehouse and shit. They're like low key roasting us. I was like, damn, but I kind of do feel it. Like, I was like, okay, to me, it's like, damn, y'all gonna try us like that?
Yeah.
Like, let's strap up our boots, get all these rednecks that are in the middle, that in the Midwest, these countries that don't have much going on anyway. Get them in these warehouses. Let's get AI bots helping them. And start
it would create more jobs because you know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's money on the table. Like, again, you can probably even get homeless people in there just like helping and getting paid.
All you gotta do is assemble this part and keep it moving. You have the
gonna get one crack rock at the end of each fucking
Do
assembly
you think
line.
all homeless people do crack?
No, that's not. Yeah,
you gotta come to LA. It's a lot of types of homeless. It's a lot of types. That's real diversity. Disney need a movie about homeless people in LA. That people will watch that.
Okay, so what's the different types have you run into?
Bro, I seen so much in my time in LA. The podcast ain't long enough to describe the amount.
My boy Chris ended up chopping it up with a homeless dude for like an hour.
You have to kind of like numb yourself. It's the same in New York. Like in the subway, you kind of need to numb yourself because you can't internalize that stuff too much because it'll mess with your spirit, you know, and it'll mess with your drive. It's the same way like you want to surround yourself with people who make you feel positive and creative. Like it's the same thing, but it's like you being around certain types of energy, it might make a point to you. Like you might understand it too much. That's how I felt. And I was like, certain things you shouldn't understand.
You empathize with them too much. You're like, damn, bro, that could have been me.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem. Is like you got to build a shield to protect yourself from being too empathetic.
Bro, I had to do that, bro, because I was like so empathetic at one point that I was like, bro, all right, I kind of got like, people need to figure out their own shit, bro. I gotta like stop being over empathetic and over trying to like help everyone with their own little like internal issues. Like at the end of the day, I'm not a paid therapist, bro. Like I'm a person who, you know, I chose to read books and fucking meditate and try to understand my own my own internal stuff. So it's like everybody kind of has that responsibility for themselves.
Man, I put in my hours. I read the Will Smith book. You got to read it on your own time. I can't tell you the cliff notes.
That's all. Hey, look here. Just just like in the skit.
Also, like, there's a guy that said that us as humans, we're not meant to be seeing everything that's happening in the world. So our biochemistry, like,
it's not even
built for that. So like what Chris said, what Chris said, like, you know, you're diving into this homelessness stuff, and then you're kind of like being around it all the time. Then that can like do something to your mental where you're like, oh damn, I want to help. I want to like just be just part of this, and that's it. Or it's gonna bring your energy levels down to where it's like, damn, why is the world so fucked up? And then you see all these bombings in like these different countries and like people dying. Yeah, I feel like it's good to like have an idea of what's happening in the world. But to dive consume your whole mental on it, I think is kind of, you know, it's bad for your health, you know, because it's just so much fucked up shit in the world that like this energy will kind of bring you down to a place where you don't even want to do anything for yourself. You're just like, damn, I just want to help everybody in the world, and that's it. But the thing is, you have to help yourself before you can help anybody out there. So you gotta take it one step at a time and like make yourself better, optimize yourself, get yourself up to live by what you talk about. You know what I mean? And then once you're doing that, the people that's in your proximity, deal with them. Help be that energy, be that example for them. And then also, you know, then you can start thinking about helping people in other countries and stuff like that. But I feel like a lot of people are just, you know, they're saying all this stuff like they want to help everybody, you know, in these poor countries and this and that and the fourth, but they can't get far because they haven't worked on themselves yet. So it's not much effective, you know.
So you don't want to help the poor people?
No, for sure, 100%. But like, get yourself to a point where you can elevate yourself, and then you can elevate other people.
Right.
Like that's how it works.
No, it's facts, bro. And like Mr. Beast, bro. Mr. Beast is legit like changing the world one YouTube video at a time, bro. It's pretty fucking amazing to see.
You know why? It's because like he's empowered by his success to be
right.
Wait,
that's what I'm saying.
Why
like,
get permission
or
wait
level.
for a government structure or wait for a donation when I could just take my AdSense dollars and just do it and make content out of it.
And then people want to see that, and
it's
money
reciprocal.
comes right back.
You get money off of doing
Helping
things that you wanted to
people.
do anyway.
Yeah,
if
right.
you can affect change, so it's like it's
that shit's pretty awesome.
That's but that's the most like. That's the most American thing. Like, that's the most strong male thing that you can do is being like, man, somebody should fix this. You fix it.
Right.
Facts.
Yeah.
Figure out a way that you can fix it.
Yeah.
Because if you can cite a problem, then you can fix the problem.
Right.
Because you care enough. You have the empathy
That's
and
like,
the care to notice it.
Right.
So you have the opportunity to fix it. And it doesn't have to be overnight, but it can be your lifelong mission to contribute a little bit more to getting closer to helping. Yeah.
Right.
If you see it. And that's what I said is
Facts.
like,
if you see it.
like when I was working with Filmgate, like we would talk about a lot of special interests, kind of like, helping this community and getting this out and getting these voices heard. And then it got to a place where it was like interesting because people are like, well, we're talking a lot about, black voices, but what about Asian voices? Or what about Latino voices?
Puerto Rican voices.
And I was like, because we were talking to like people from organizations all across America that had their own nonprofits and stuff. And I was just like, yo, like, how about everybody just do for the community exactly what you think is best? Like we all have biases, and it could be a white guy that just really cares about Asian people, or it can be a black dude that wants to hear more Latino stories. Yeah. If this is your personal interest, then you do it. Right. And you don't have to be like what I'm trying to say is you don't have to be from that community to help that community. I have homies that are like Haitian. I have homies that are like that are from everywhere, from DR and everything. And I was just like, it's beautiful to have that color palette in creativity, to not say like
that diversity.
Diversity is cool because character is important. Like so it's like every story essentially is a hero's journey, but we have different approaches as like minorities, I guess. Like there's different ways we would have handled things, different sentiments, things that we could or couldn't say to our parents. So it's kind of like, you remember back in the day, like in horror movies, they would like kill people, whatever, and they're like, now you could just pick up the phone, like if you're stranded or something, and call.
Where's your cell phone? Text
so they said like, cell phones are gonna kill freaking horror movies or gonna kill movies because you could just do it more simple, or whatever.
That's funny.
But that's how it is with like creating art, or creating stories. Is like, it's essentially the hero's journey, but sometimes the complication is more subtle, where it's like, legit, a white person could just say this to their family, but in a Haitian community, you might not be able to just be that transparent. And that's your whole drama. It's like legit shit just different. I learned that doing films. Like there was like a teacher like that was like, why didn't the dad just like, I think he was too soft. He should have cursed at the dad. And I was like, nah, just him slamming the door was enough. Because I was like, and it was a white teacher, so I was like, it's interesting because it just shows we have different understandings on this, if you curse at your father, you might as well like be ready to
get kicked out of the house, not
square up and never come back. And it's different. So I was just like, this is the right amount based on true experience.
That truth, yeah.
But in movies in Hollywood, they're trying to make it
sensationalize everything.
Or trying to like make it so it
makes sense for everyone. Like he's mad.
Yeah, just like based on movies we've seen or other things. It was like, that's not what you need to do. You need to do it based on personal experiences from lived situations, and then people will connect with it. Like that was the exact right amount that makes sense for what my experience is. Everything else is just entertainment. It's like it's sensationalized drama. It's not like a reflection. That's why movies, and a lot of movies are very like hard to engage with because we don't see reality in them. We'd rather watch documentaries or Zeus or something.
Let me ask you this. While Nate's gone for a little bit, let me ask you, talking about film, talking about story, you're in the social media world as well, same as us. Let me ask you this, bro. Do you think we're going to be like the last generation to truly appreciate film, narrative, series. Like, do you think the next generation, like Z and the beta, or whatever the next generation is, like they're gonna be able to appreciate like long form content?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. They do already,
bro. But
they love it more than the older people.
bro, they can't sit still without flipping through their phone though.
No, that's a lie.
Bro, I have 2 nieces. I'm like, bro, I don't see them sitting there watching like shows and shit in their future, bro. Like hour-long episodes and shit.
You know that, and that's the thing about social, because I always would say it's like funny, because when we were doing a lot of social, they'd be like, we got to cut it quicker, we got to cut it shorter, it has to be under 30 seconds, under a minute, because people have less attention span. And I'm like, that's wild, because they'll say people don't have the attention span to watch a 1-minute reel, but then everyone listens to 3-hour podcasts.
That's true.
Or like, it's like this, they'll say, oh, that movie is too long, it's 2.5 hours, you need to cut it, it's too long. But then we'll sit and binge watch 8 hours of a show.
Right, you know, but
all in one night.
Think it's
makes
structured
no sense.
in a way. It's structured in a way that it tricks your mind into like, just one more,
palatable,
just one more. Yeah, and then it's like Oreos. If you give somebody a big ass Oreo, they're gonna be like, holy shit, it's fucking big as fuck. It could be the same size of a whole pack of Oreos. But then if you're like, oh, I'll just grab a 2. Then you're like, damn, let me get 2 more.
So the thing is that so that's true. It's like there is a different rule to engagement now,
right?
Because of social media. We're like, okay, so like we've all been like, you know, watching a show or in the movie theater, and we pull up our phone and we start watching reels, or we just start Googling facts. Like, oh, where's this voice from? I know this voice, but I need to know right now while I'm watching. And then you're like, oh, it's fucking Miles Teller.
Bro, my girl legit. We'll be watching something, enjoying it. I'm locked in. I'm like, oh shit. I look over, I see this girl looking up the Wikipedia, looking up the budget, looking up who was involved. I'm like, bro,
nice.
Let's just like wait till the movie's done. She's like, oh, I know, but fucking this person. I'm like, bro, just like
but that's not. I don't think it's a bad trait.
Right.
I don't think it's a bad trait. It's a part of us being, how would you call it? Like, I don't say symbiotes, but it's like, because Elon put it interesting when he said the Neuralink will just make us like part robot. But they were saying
crazy,
no, because they were saying like they were saying, how is it to have a chip in your head? Like, what does this do to humans or whatever? It's like we're already part robot because we got a phone,
right?
So we're already part AI.
Look at Nate's wrist, his finger, and his other wrist.
But this is just an extension of like. This is just an extension of our mind. So it's like that when we watch the movies, we're curious. We're more engaged because we have this second screen experience. So it's like these kids, you think that they can't focus on the content. You got to make content that's more engaging.
True.
So the shows that people really like are like Severance. It's a very Game of Thrones thing. Where
but
it's
I feel like the audience for Severance and stuff, that's still our generation.
No,
you know what I mean? And like
kids like Severance.
Yeah,
people like it. But it's like all those type of new shows, they like it because it's well crafted, you know, and it's like that's what they like.
And that shit don't give you nothing until the last episode of every season.
It's a teaser, but what does that go back to? Dragon Ball Z. Next time on Dragon Ball Z, Goku's gonna sit and stare while he powers
for in half an hour, and then that shit's crazy how they used to stretch out that drama.
Gohan's gonna sit here and just squeal.
The whole episode would be a build up. The whole episode.
You're not gonna make me come. No. You're gonna
Dragon Ball porn.
Will he?
Hey, let's chill out before all the Dragon Ball fans fucking come after. We're fans too, by the way. We
I watched the new thing they dropped, the Dragon Ball Daima in Netflix.
Oh, for real?
That was so fun to watch. It was so cool to watch because like. Bro, we went through the pain of like every week I would come home and wait for 22 minutes of like, and then to be continued and to binge watch like a series on Netflix.
They would stretch everything out, bro.
It was awesome.
Yeah, that shit was dope.
I was like
talking about childhood stuff and then coming back, bro. Mufasa, bro. How have y'all not seen Mufasa, man?
You know, I just don't subscribe to the woke narratives that.
Bro, it's not that woke. I promise you, bro. It's really good, bro. They killed it, man. They did good with the story. It touches on like entitlement, privilege, losing your way, but and then like kind of trusting your internal compass, which is what we were like talking about.
Compass.
got him. Yeah, no, I know.
He's trying to sound like classy campus or something.
But the thing is, like, I do want to see it, but I would have to see it with somebody, obviously, because, you know, a grown-ass man showing up at the fucking Mufasa by himself.
Yo, what's
Everybody's
even worse?
like,
What's even worse is if you get hooked on the music. Bro, I'm out here. I was, like, legit playing the music on my way here. I'm like, yo, let me turn this down before I pull up in Nate's building. And they look at me like, yo, what the fuck?
I always wanted a brother.
And then all of a sudden you're like, it's like got the windows down, you're saying hi to kids.
It's Lin-Manuel. He's Puerto Rican, so I fuck with him. You know what I mean?
He made the music. Trying to chat?
Exactly.
That's how Hamilton got me. That I listened to the soundtrack and I like the songs.
Oh yeah. And a lot of you put me onto Hamilton.
Yeah, a lot of people thought it was like corny, but I was like, nah, it's just too deep. I can't. Even some songs
lot of layers,
bro. Some songs weren't hard, bro. Like they weren't like something as a man you could play like that.
Bro,
but
Hamilton
it was like
was next
the
level,
artistry behind it was too good that I was like, y'all need to get over whatever you're going through, bro. Like,
and just open your mind to it and just watch it. My boy about to say, keep going, bro.
Oh, no.
You will never be satisfied.
I'm too busy to get casted in. Satisfied.
All right, man. Let's wrap it up before we drift off into a whole Hamilton.
Went to a singing competition.
I like
Nate don't get it because
I always wanted to see Hamilton though, so I'm gonna definitely. I know you can see it on TV.
Soundtrack, I listened to the soundtrack like 2 years every day. I was working.
But you watched the play first, no?
No.
Oh,
play's expensive,
really?
man.
Yeah, because it was in New York and it was
they
very
didn't have it on Disney
like,
or nothing
tickets.
yet.
But no, I was just like, I hear a lot of hype about the Hamilton thing. I used to work like the late shifts
at fucking Domino's or Pizza Hut
at Domino's. So
Domino's.
I didn't even care, bro. I had my Bluetooth headphones and I would just listen to music, grab the pizza, and keep on the delivery. So I would listen to the Hamilton soundtrack like through, and I love the way he weaved the narrative. It's like watching an audio movie.
Yeah.
So I would listen to it and like imagine it and think about it, and then seeing the play, there were like physical cues that you could only know from seeing the play that were like double entendres physically. Like for instance, there's this song. I am not going to waste my shot. What was it? How's it go? I am not throwing away my shot. So in the song, you listen to it. It's like I am not scrappy, hungry, and I am not gonna throw away my shot or whatever. And the song's an introductory
talking about tequila
song.
Shots?
Huh?
Talking about tequila shots?
Nah, his shot at life.
It was
Legacy.
like 3 levels.
Okay.
It was 3 levels because it was like multiple levels. It's like double entendres and shit. Because it was like, it's him meeting people and
they were kind of having a drink and talking.
And he's from like nothing. And he's around all these rich people. And he's like, if I got the opportunity, this is what I would do with it. And so he's saying, if I get a shot, I'm going to take that shot.
Okay. Even if it's a back
Hold
shot.
up. When you watch the play.
Come on, don't do that to Hamilton, dog.
Listen, man.
Why? Why?
There's a lot of things happening. You know what I mean? We just want to make sure.
But I want to
double, triple entendre, not a quadruple entendre. Right?
I want to end
entendre with a cherry on
I want
top.
to end the entendre shit, but no, it's crazy because in the play when I finally went to see it in New York, like after listening to it so much, and they're taking shots at the bar. I didn't even think about it, and everything's moving around. But what happens is later in the play, spoiler alert, but it's the opening song. He says he gets shot. So it comes back around that he's not going to throw away his shot. In the end of the movie, he dies because he throws away his shot. He throws it up because he doesn't want to kill Bird.
He doesn't want to kill
so
Bird.
I was like, Lin-Manuel is like next level, like writing level
for real, bro.
Like the things he was doing, listening to it so much, I was like, I felt very empowered. So like, well, we always talk about community. I'm just like, if your homies don't want to create with you, if you're not in the community where you feel like I can be successful, you have to find your mentors. And sometimes your mentors don't know you, but you know them. Right. So you seek out the person anywhere, whether it's Jay-Z, Lin-Manuel, or it's like the barber that cuts your hair that just be giving you gems or whatever. Whoever it is, you create mentors. It could be, you could have beef with your mentor. Your mentor cannot like you you know, or not want to work with you. You're like, you still inspire me.
Right.
Because what I get from your story is what I need. It doesn't matter whether you don't have to give me money, fund my project. Me seeing you be successful tells me that I could be successful. And that's all you need, you know? So it's like, I was like pent up because I was like working like late, and I'm like, how do you get to greatness from here? How do you get further in life? And I just kept listening to things that I thought were great and thinking about it and dissecting and being upset. I was like, this shit is genius. Yeah. You know, I watched Curb Your Enthusiasm. I'm like, this is just genius level creation. Yep. And and it's like some people, you know, it's okay to just watch like comfort food shows and stuff like that. But people rewatch the same things just for comfort. I watch things to be challenged and to be upset because I'm like, upset me. Like bait me into being greater, into not being comfortable, because like I want to do what these people are doing. Right. I like to do it, and it's very difficult when you don't have a support system of people saying you're good. Right. Oh, you got selected in the festival. That means sometimes the world don't give you the signs that you need to continue.
You really can't care about the results. Like you almost have to be detached from the results. You have to just put in the work, be happy with the work that you've done. Strive for the results, but if they don't happen, it's like, okay, it's all good. Like, it is what it is. And literally keep it moving, bro. Like, because, when the results come, they come, man. You know? But, man.
Also, you make your own results, bro. Like,
True.
Like, it don't matter. Like, a success personally has nothing to do with a success professionally. So, like, you can win a huge award and not feel good. You can feel like a lot of times
they talk about that a lot.
Whenever I was like presented with an award, it just came at a weird time and I didn't feel great. And I talked to other people. Sometimes when you go to accept that award, you're actually in like a very low point because things didn't work out the way you wanted to, and you're starting to be faced with the realization that like that's not the thing that is gonna get you to where you wanted to go. Like that wasn't the end game. Now you've reached this level, you're starting to see that there's way more levels, and that's the most depressing thing to be like, damn. I thought when I got this opportunity, it would come with like the money and everything else, and you realize, oh man, there's way more. There's way more to this, and you're just like,
or you end up like Will Smith, where you've achieved everything successfully, but and then you realize like, damn, I skipped out and missed out on a lot of work to do with my family, with my wife. I've missed out on years that now you got to retrack, and now it's like, fuck. Successful, I look like I'm winning, but now in my own home, I'm like, fuck, what the fuck?
Ooh,
what the hell?
TV went off. I don't know.
But that's a sign though, man. But to top off to what you were saying is true.
Top it off.
They were calling it destination syndrome, right? Yeah. Us, especially as men. Bruh, I just realized. Hey, yo, my bad. But to add to what you were saying,
when you're from Chris, New York, you just gotta say, hey, yo, like, like you can't let it go.
Yeah. But they call it destination syndrome. And long story short, it's like we're so obsessed with like the destination that we forget to enjoy the journey. So, man, may everybody enjoy the journey, brother. I hope you keep enjoying your journey. Yep. Nate, hope you keep enjoying your journey. I'm going to do my best to keep enjoying my journey. May our journeys continue to cross weaves and continue to help and pass each other on the way to greatness. And besides that, anything else?
And this is not a promo for Journeys the store. This is actually a journey that you go on in life. Okay, just remember they have some great products though, good shoes. You know, they haven't stepped it up in a while.
Pop in there every once in a while, look around, touch stuff, and then just leave.
Yeah.
You guys, you're doing such a great way of like ending it. I don't even want to add something.
It's okay, you don't have
but to. I do want to add something.
Okay, top it off, Chris.
Because the way you were framing it was like Will Smith like lost out on his family because he was like so hyper focused on his career, and maybe he says that and feels that. But I do think it's interesting, and it's okay to be consumed by your work because we need male role models and that show us that it's okay to be obsessed with your work, and that like okay, family's good for some people, spending time with your kids good for people, but it is okay
what's good for
to see your dad work. My dad, when I was growing up, my dad worked 3 jobs at the same time, and I have a different level of empathy and respect because I was like, this is why we do it, because your parents worked hard. Like, that's good. It's good to see your parents, your dad, everybody put in work, because then you have your why right there.
Right.
Yeah.
If your why isn't you, if you feel overwhelmed, your why can be the people around you. So you might think, oh, he lost time. He lost time in his family because he was working so hard. He was doing it for his family. He was doing it to provide a life for
And that's
kids.
how you call it. That's the
Double-edged sword.
the double-edged sword. It's like you're never gonna get things perfect.
Yeah.
You gotta do what's good for you and what feels right for you.
And the thing is, and so if he says that he feels like he missed out on time being a better dad or husband,
more present. Yeah.
that only means that he feels he could have done more on that, but it doesn't mean he should have done less on one thing.
Oh,
So it goes
for
back
sure.
to do all of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real.
You just got to
I also
And you
feel
gotta-
like
you gotta do your
what he
best.
said with
just
like
do your best all across the board.
I also just to end it off too. I also feel like what he said with like, you know, I wish everybody can get their dream, and just to realize that that's not what they wanted, or it's not everything what they expected, or this and that and the fourth.
I think that was Jim Carrey.
Nah, that was Will
That was
Smith.
Will Smith.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I
He
said
He
that.
said it recently. He
I
said
said
it
that
in a
on this
different way.
podcast.
Yeah. Well, no, he said that. He said that
Was that
recently.
Will?
Yeah, Will Smith said that, and he's like, "Oh, I think it was on Drink Temps." He was like, "I wish that everybody can get it,
I
so they can
wish
realize that's
that
not what they want."
everybody
Like
could
it's
get
yeah,
their dream.
yeah.
That's what I
Well,
would say.
because
But-
the thing
but
is,
the
we
thing
create
is
a
with
lot
that-
of.
thing
Sometimes
is
we
with
create
that,
a
we
lot of
do
goals as distractions.
Yeah,
from
but we
like
do it
inner
for a
shit
reason,
to
bro.
solve inner issues that
Yeah.
we're not facing. But
Yeah,
then
but
it's
what
like,
I'm saying
oh,
is like we do it for a reason. Like we go after this goal for a reason. It's like our purpose. So it's not even just so much of a thing as like getting the dream and then like being like, oh, okay, yeah, it's not what I wanted. I think it's more of like having that lived experience within yourself to get to where, you know, your purpose in life. And like if your purpose was mad like materialistic, then maybe that's like oh, that's not what you wanted, or that like if you're going after fame, like obviously, bro, that's just gonna fuck you up because that's not the way to go. Like
and when
I mean,
and like from like Will Smith speak about his journey, I don't think he did it for financial gain. I think he did it to break the barriers.
yeah,
Like it
for
sounds
sure.
like everything he did was to just keep breaking barriers.
Yeah, getting
And-
to that
and-
next
and-
level,
and
next
that's,
level.
That's good.
Yeah.
Like to me, there's
I
nothing
like that too.
toxic about trying to set an example for everybody, because he did break a lot of barriers.
Hell yeah.
Like it
He was an
wasn't
inspiration,
it's
man.
not only in the black community. He broke barriers of blockbuster filmmakers,
Mm-hmm.
of comedy. Like he showed that things that you can make a lot of money and be a huge like personality
Mm-hmm.
in that, and like it that's what it's about, is breaking the barriers and showing people like you're thinking way too small.
Yeah.
Like success is not the end game. Like success is the starting point for you to like start something new and show like that there's way more.
Yep.
There's way more that you're not seeing. Like so like that's with that, bro. Some people high value men and stuff like that. It's true. Some people are just there. It's okay. There's a double standard for high value men. That's like, yeah, if you're trying to do something great, there has to be an exception. Everybody else can be normal,
Yeah,
you know?
you're right.
Yeah.
But you're trying to do something abnormal and push barriers. So those type of people, you have to kind of just give them grace sometimes.
True.
Thank y'all for tuning in for this one, Chris. That was some real shit, man.
Really good pod.
Great
brother.
fucking
We
scene,
just
yeah.
started. Let's go
Appreciate
again.
you. Yo, let's run another
Yeah,
one.
good pod.
Everybody,
Hope you guys enjoyed it.
pick up my book, Golf.
Shout out to
The
Jules
inner
and
game of
Sam. This
golf.
is my birthday gift.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Thank you guys for tuning in, for Change Your Algorithm again. And we'll see you guys next time.
Holla, holla, holla for $1.